everybody, it's Anya, the adult doll and toy collector. Welcome back to the Small Plastic World. It's already May of 2025, if you can believe that. So it's time for another hodgepodge video. This was started by Irene Huff at Irene Huff's Doll Space, a wonderful channel that I love to watch. Today I've got a bunch of different topics, so let's get started. First up is a little more talk about Beyond Pink Barbie. I'm sure some of you were watching the video where I thrifted her and I kept pulling these hairs off to the side, and I'm sure some of you were watching and thinking, Anya, what are you doing that they are supposed to go on either side of her face? Which I realized afterwards, after doing a little research. However, now because she was thrifted, they want to kind of not only get in her face, they don't hang straight anymore. And if you have any tips and tricks to do a better job with this cleanup, I would truly appreciate it if you would leave them in the comments, because I do want to improve. I've kind of recently decided that one of my goals, maybe for 2025 and beyond, is to improve my cleanups. I know they're not that great, and part of that is learning from all of you, because so many of you know so much more than I do about doing this kind of thing. So I definitely always appreciate your feedback and help. Next, we're going to talk about the Prettie Girls just for a minute. Diana was kind enough to leave a comment asking me about the markings on the Prettie Girls dolls. I realized I didn't put that in my video, and I totally should have. So if you find these dolls in the wild or maybe even thrifting, on the back of the head underneath the hairline, both of the dolls that I have are marked TM/C, the C with the circle around it for copyright, 2011 OWD, which I believe stands for One World Dolls. And then on the lower back, they have the same markings, and it also says made in China. So thank you, Diana, for pointing that out. I do appreciate it because I did forget, and I'm glad that I could include it here. Next, I wanted to show a photograph of my two Numina dolls. I went to a doll club meeting in April, and I had a lot of fun. And before the meeting, I set aside just a small amount of time to redress and kind of play with my Numina dolls and dress them in some of the fashions that I got at the event, and also a different wig that I got. So here is a picture of my two dolls completely redressed from their original outfits. I think they look wonderful, if I do say so myself, and I'm not taking credit because actually this is all down to Paul Pham and the team that put together all of these beautiful outfit pieces and shoes and accessories. So I just put them together, and special thanks to my doll club members who helped me put together the harness portion of this outfit, because I had no idea how to get it on the doll. So thank you all again for all of that help. Definitely needed and definitely appreciated. And I will have more on Numina coming up. Another exciting thing was I was able to identify this doll. You may remember her from this video, and one of you, I'm sorry, I forgot who, had left a comment about who this doll might be. And thanks to your comment, I did some internet searching. I found the doll on two different blogs. One of them was a blog that's a wonderful resource for doll collecting. It's blackdollcollecting.blogspot.com. It's a totally comprehensive place for everything about every type of black doll. And there is a sister site, which is the Virtual Doll Museum, and a YouTube channel, which is fun. So I've linked that down in the description box. Definitely go check it out. And then I also found some information about this doll on the blog called I Love Dolls. I've linked all of these blogs down in the description box too, so you can definitely go check them out. It's also a great blog, and both of these websites have photos of this doll in the box. Apparently she was one doll in a 2-pack of basically the same doll in a different dress. So she has a twin that she got separated from out there somewhere. I almost feel bad about that. But these dolls were sold in a set for $5. That pink dress from the video that she was wearing when I thrifted her is her original dress, and her twin would have had a slightly different dress. Thank you to both these blogs and to the person that left the comment that led me to searching and getting on these blogs. And here is a bonus footage of this doll as she is now. She is hanging out in my cafe diorama with a bunch of other dolls, some of whom you have definitely seen in previous videos, so you probably recognize them. She's having a good time. And I finally got around to replacing some elastics. You might remember in a recent video, this beautiful Nichelle doll's elastic had crumbled. I was able to replace it, and I just replaced it with another yellow elastic since the previous one was yellow. And I replaced Generation Girl Mari's top elastics. The one on the right-hand side was completely missing, and the one on the left was crumbled, and it was kind of a pinkish reddish color, but my package of elastics doesn't have red. So I went with black because I thought it fit in best with her outfit and vibe and that kind of thing. I finally managed to do that. I thought I would wrap up this video with something that I thought was really funny. The other day I was looking on my phone in the photos area and I got to this view and I noticed that in the center it says people, but all the photos are of dolls. That's right, my phone thinks these dolls are people. I mean, I think they're people too, but I think it's funny to have confirmation from my phone. It's not just me. So definitely let me know in the comments what you've been up to just in general in doll collecting. Have you set aside time to play with dolls? Have you thrifted anything cool? Have you identified a clone doll? Does your phone have more dolls than people in that view on the screen? Definitely comment and let me know. And thank you so much for joining me for the hodgepodge video. And thank you to Irene Huff for coming up with this concept. If you like this video, please give it a like, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And if you have, thank you very much. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.